and rocked the chess world nearly 1 year ago. So today we have a big article from chess.com. Here we go. We have, of course, the Hans Niemann update from chess.com. So let's go right into the action. So, from chess.com, we see chess.com concludes the legal dispute with Hans Niemann to return to chess.com. Chess.com and Hans Niemann have resolved their differences and are moving forward. As many readers,
when does he finish the order?
Determinative attitude and chess field cup looks like it's Hans manner. Oh, but doesn't really say a whole lot. Playing everything notes. You will notice a couple of things though that are probably very.
He was going to talk after this.
There is no statement from me. Secondly, I'm not mentioned in this. I will say it quite clearly. I do feel like I got dragged into this, and so that is one little bit that I want.
Well. Okay.
People are going to look at this and be like, well, where's Hikaru's statement? There's no statement from Hikaru. That being said, of course, as I mentioned at the start of this video,
Well, I think that if you check YouTube's Hikaru's YouTube channel, let's just search. Let's just do a quick search. Let's just see, like GM Hikaru, Hans Niemann, and let's see how many videos he has on his channel. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I make it only so it's his channel? How do I make it like the amount of videos? Anyways, okay.
Will be saying a couple of things.
Okay, let's see what he wants to say.
I don't want to say a statement. I don't really like reading verbatim bit for bit, but due to the sensitivity around the issue, here's what I will say. The legal matter related to Hans and the Singfield Cup, Chess.com's report, and decisions and opinions expressed are over. Ultimately, everyone will or has formed their own opinions. Some have very strong opinions one way or the other. I don't think that anyone's opinion is going to change at this point in time. So everyone has their own opinions about Hans based upon his performance there and in other events. We of course do know that FIDE has implemented new additional security measures since the events of the Singfield Cup. Of course, as far as Hans goes,
okay, that's like I don't know what he means by that.
We do know that Hans is currently rated about 40 to 45 points lower than.
Okay, 44. So my current rating is 2667. That is 33 points below 2700. So it's not this like a serious change. Like it's a very normal thing.
He was after the Singfield Cup did conclude in September of 2020.
Well, after the Singfield Cup, after the supposed increased measures, I performed well at the U.S. Championship. Then I performed well in Spain. Then I immediately after what he's saying, the Singfield Cup, I went up to 2710. So I continued increasing my rating, and I only dropped recently, but I was maintaining 2700 for like 6 months after. So again, it's just like he's just very it's just like a very stupid statement to say. Like after all of the pressure and after all of the like attacks and all the scrutiny, I still like increased my rating. So okay.
Again, whatever the reasons may be, he has not been performing at that.
Okay, I had like I lost against like a bunch of underrated Indian kids.
Same level. Hans, however, is able to compete very frequently throughout the world.
Okay.
I said earlier, he's been playing tournaments pretty much non-stop since the lawsuit. I mean, I think he was last in Abu.
Okay, so by him saying this is trying to state that I haven't been blacklisted and I haven't lost invitations, but the tournaments that I've played have all been open tournaments where I have been the top or second seed. So playing in these tournaments is like suicide for your rating. Like it's really, really difficult to gain rating. No players of my rating play in these tournaments. And if you look at, let's say last year I played invitationals in St. Louis. I have not been invited to a single tournament to St. Louis. St. Louis has not invited me to any tournaments. Like literally, St. Louis doesn't even respond to my emails. So for him to say that like there hasn't been a negative effect, like the St. Louis Chess Club literally does not respond to my emails. They don't invite me to any tournaments, and that's like in America. But if you're talking about like outside of the US, all the invitational tournaments that I played before, I got no invitations.
Dhabi, he played a tournament, I think Kazakhstan.
And all these tournaments I'm playing, there's a reason no one in my rating plays them.
I think Romania even, so he's been all over the world playing a lot of tournaments, so he is not short on opportunities.
Okay, that's not short on opportunities, yes, okay. That's like, I don't understand how he can even say that.
The present time. So even despite this, I mean, he has struggled, so be it, whatever the reason might be, he's lost or struggled to win against players who are 400 or more points low.
Oh, come on. Hikaru, like, I've lost or struggled to beat people, he's reading off of like a script of like trying to like make insinuations. You know, it's just ridiculous. Like, he knows what he's saying is just like complete bullshit. Like I've lost or struggled 400 points. Like, okay, I lost like one game. Like, are you kidding me? Like it's ridiculous. Like, he has no idea what he's saying, and he even knows that it's complete bullshit. Like, are you kidding me? Because I lost one game, you're trying to now insinuate that I'm not a good chess player? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's like, maybe I could respect him if he had the nerve to actually say what he means. But he hides behind innuendo and these like random stupid statistics, you know.
Or the Magnus Carlsen, but again, time will tell, obviously. All that said, and leaving the Hans issue aside, we should not ignore the very serious threat that cheating does pose to chess, whether it is online or whether it is over the board. It is a real concern.
Like, maybe I started playing poorly because I'm not getting any opportunities. I'm under stress. I'm under like, you know, like, if other people were in my same situation, you would not expect someone to continue performing at such a high level under such scrutiny.
Modern chess faces opportunities to cheat, which, to be frank, did not exist even maybe 30 years ago. I was going to say 100 years, but frankly, prior to technology did not exist, because obviously, as we know, in the modern age, computers have long surpassed humans. Probably, I would say, again, this is a little bit historical, but until about 1997-ish, humans were still better than the best computer programs.
But the bad thing is that, like, all of his viewers, like, they have no idea, so they'll just like watch this. And they'll watch this and they won't, like, they have no idea. Like, even most of you guys might believe what he's saying. But when obviously, like, it's very clear for me to, like, refute every single thing he's saying, you know?
Ever since 1997, when Garry Kasparov, the former world chess champion, played against Deep Blue, the IBM supercomputer, computers have just surpassed humans. Every year since then, they've gotten better and better. And now it's not even comparable. We're just so bad at chess relative to computers. So, again, the opportunities are much different now versus, say, 30, even 100 years ago. We need stronger anti-cheating standards and to provide a safe space for players to report their concerns. Now, this is very, very important to mention that where players are able to report their concerns without being sued, labeled as sore losers, or flat out ignored. This, again, is quite relevant. And, you know, I think this is where we're going to kind of round it out a little bit here, just with this last little bit. Because I think, you know, we've seen a lot of narratives, a lot of things that have been said about this over time. But, as I said back in September of 2022, there were many very high-rated grandmasters who were speculating.
Next level mode.
Yeah, no. If I start reacting to the Lex Friedman podcast, it's not going to be good.
Cheating over the board. So there were many strong players. Down the road, I may or may not choose to name names. You know, I've had players who wrote directly to me, in fact, as well as others, and I do feel like many of these players, they've been able to kind of not have their names out there, even though they've very much been involved in everything related to cheating. Now, of course, as I said, I'm not going to delve into that right now, but I might go into that in the future, as I do think it's very important to acknowledge the role that they've played in all of this. In all of this. So that's more or less all that I have to say right now. I think, you know, looking at it broadly, it was a very big scandal at the time it happened. We've now moved forward from there. I think it's good that it's good that chess can move forward. It's good that this is behind us. I think, you know, there were a lot of things that were spawned out of this that were very negative, definitely reflected very poorly on chess as a whole. And I just hope that as far as, like, you know, over the board or online cheating, whether you look at FIDE, whether you look at chess.com, this is an issue that is taken very seriously. I think ultimately that is the most important thing, because when we go forward into the future, there are a lot of big events over the board online, and the single biggest threat is definitely cheating, without a doubt. So we do need to keep that in mind.
No, but
as I said,
listen, you know, Hikaru, say it with your chest.
Has been resolved.
Don't hide behind innuendo.
I may or may not have more to say about the future. Right now, of course, due to the sensitivity around it and everything, I feel like it's the right time. So I more or less told you guys how I feel. You know, again, not a laughing matter by any stretch of the imagination for anybody involved, obviously. Quite stressful for many of the parties, certainly. I think for everyone involved.
Yeah, it was quite stressful. Yes, I'm sure.
That should be noted. And then, as I said, you know, I think the last point, I'm repeating myself because obviously, you know, I don't do a lot of these like short article blog posts and turn them into videos, but the last point I will stress that again, that I think there are a lot of people who are able to sort of, you know, not have their names out there, it was not known public.
Well, the thing is that these other people, Hikaru should recognize that that when he says something, and he has this huge platform, that it has, like, I don't understand how he is at all a victim here. He used his platform to just, the things he said were just so ridiculous, and it's like if I really wanted to, I could go video by video and I could refute everything he said. I'm not going to do that, but the reality is that he knows, like, this, it's you know, he doesn't even believe what he's saying.
They've been complaining about a lot of over-the-board cheating stuff over the previous couple of years, and I do hope that at some point some of those players do come forward and they acknowledge, you know, what they said, instead of hoping that they can kind of fly under the.
But what do you mean? People should acknowledge what they said privately. Like it's
So that is the last little bit that I have to add about the topic. Again, it is good that everything has been resolved. It's good for all parties. Of course, it's obviously, I mean, it's good for me, it's good for Mag, it's good for chess.com, and good for Hans. Everybody gets to go forward with their lives. We get to continue playing chess and following this great game. So I think that's pretty much it for right now. Obviously, make sure to leave your comments below. You know, there's certain things that, of course, can be said, cannot be said, but I think this is a pretty good place to leave it for the time being due to the sensitivity around this. But again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I will be back to covering chess games and doing recaps tomorrow. I'm currently here in Orlando, going to go to Disney World, take a bit of a vacation, so a little bit surprised to see this.
No, but it's just spineless, you know. Like you should just, you know, the way it's just spineless.
Morning, but we have seen this drop, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave your comments below, and we'll be back soon with some more great content, including YouTube recaps from the Chess Champions Tour, I believe, starting from tomorrow. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's very controversial. I wish there was perhaps more to this article. You kind of expect, when you see like this big drop of news, you expect something bigger, but this is what it is. So it reads very much like legalese, so that's how it goes. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll be back soon with some more great YouTube-only content. See you guys. Bye.
Yeah, that's not really... I'm not a comment Andy. I'm not a comment Andy at all.